Good afternoon and shalom, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, in partnership with these guys, Lay of the Land, where we take a look at those top stories making the headlines in Israel. Now, there is quite a bit to cover today. It is very, very tense at the moment in Israel. I'm going to get to that in a second. Just a reminder to you guys, if you have any questions, please pop them in the comment section below or be in touch with us via our various social media or our website. And also another reminder that on Thursday I announce the Mensch and the Moron of the week. So guys, get those nominations through. But let's take a look at those top stories. It is day 529 since the atrocities of the 7th of October. There are still 59 hostages being held in captivity. We believe at least 24 of them are still alive. Now, in the early hours of this morning, Israel launched Operation Sword and Strength. Effectively, what this means is that the ceasefire with Hamas is effectively over. The Prime Minister's office said that the IDF, or rather the IAF, because right now we're operating from the air, is striking targets, Hamas targets, inside the Gaza Strip. They said that basically we had no choice but to resume the war, that Hamas refused to release our hostages, and they had refused all the proposals put forward by the chief envoy, Steve Witkoff, from the Trump administration and the other mediators. Now, at the moment, Qatar and Egypt are urgently trying to get parties back to the table. The White House said in a statement that they blame Hamas fully for their refusal to hand over the hostages, and also said that they were notified in advance that Israel will resume striking targets in the Gaza Strip. As you can imagine, it's very, very tense at the moment. In the Gaza envelope areas, school has been cancelled, and of course people have been told to stay close to their shelters. In the rest of the country, the Home Front Command have told us to open our shelters and prepare our shelters. However, our daily routines are still carrying on. If there should be any kind of siren during this recording, I will continue as normal. I am in my safe room, which also doubles as my studio and my office. The hostage families have weighed in. They are absolutely distraught and devastated. Many of the hostages who have been released saying that effectively they feel that this puts the lives of those remaining 24 hostages out of the 59 at risk. This is a concern for many across the country. Hostage families are protesting in Jerusalem at the moment. Those who received their loved ones back from the Gaza Strip in body bags have said that they have paid the ultimate price. So this is where we are at the moment. A short while ago, the IDF and the Shabak announced that they are striking targets within the Gaza Strip. They continue to strike targets that belong to Hamas and other terror entities. And Hamas have said that at least 400 have been killed. Of course, we always take this number with a lot of cynicism. We know that Hamas not only inflate the numbers, but they don't make any distinction between combatants and civilians. Israel has warned civilians to please get away from the combat areas and get to the humanitarian zones. The UN chief has weighed in, saying that he's appalled by the resumption of hostilities. I just wish that he would weigh in and demand the immediate release of the hostages. Israel's point of view, or Israel's stance, is very clear. Return all of our hostages. It's as simple as that. Return all of our hostages, all 59, the living and the dead. and I will continue to update you as long as the campaign continues. In other news, the all-party parliamentary commission that is comprised of British parliamentarians led by historian Lord Roberts have released a very, very harrowing and also graphic report into the atrocities of the 7th of October. I urge you all to read it. It is over 300 pages. It is a devastating and difficult read. But in today's world where there is so much atrocity denial and buy-in to the Hamas propaganda, it is so important you read the facts for yourself. It is not investigated by Israelis. These are parliamentarians from the United Kingdom that have investigated all aspects of the atrocities. It includes UNRWA, it includes the terror entities, it includes what the aims were. It gives you, unfortunately, graphic details of what happened in the areas of attack. It has maps, it has photographs, it has a whole lot of graphics, and it is an important read. So if you are looking for it, you can find it by searching for the All-Party Parliamentary Commission. So I really urge everybody to read it. But you are forewarned, it is extremely harrowing and extremely graphic. The IAF struck targets in Syria last night. As I've said on previous broadcasts, that Israel is continuing to strike Syrian military targets. Our concern is that hostile entities within Syria could encroach on our borders. The IAF struck targets that included Assad's headquarters as well as Syrian army assets. And finally, let's end on some positive news because, guys, I don't know about you, but I desperately need, along with a strong cup of coffee, some positive news. And that is Alphabet, the parent company of Google, will be acquiring Israeli cybersecurity company Wiz for $33 million. This is a massive tech acquisition, and it comes at a time where we are not only facing war and the effects that it has on our economy, but it also proves to the world really just how powerful Israeli technical and cyber know-how is. So a huge mazal tov to Wiz. What a massive, massive achievement. And finally, let's get to our audience question, which actually relates to today's top story. And it comes from Grant in Los Angeles, who says, where is the world for our hostages? Grant, I'm wondering the same thing. I think, like him or loathe him, and I know that President Trump is extremely polarizing, but he's the only world leader that's not wringing his hands about ceasefires being violated and concerns about humanitarian aid, and maybe saying resume negotiations around the hostages. And this includes you, Keir Starmer, and you, Michael Martin of Ireland. I personally hold every media outlet and every world leader who has refused to use the words "release all hostages immediately and unconditionally" now responsible for the collapse of the ceasefire. The world continues to condemn and castigate Israel, and we've heard condemnations from all around the world. Where are your voices for our hostages? Where are your voices? The solution to this is all very, very simple. Hand back our hostages, Hamas surrender, and this all ends. So I know I'm getting very heated and very animated because really I accuse Sky News, I accuse the BBC, I accuse the Washington Post, and every media outlet who is just parroting the Hamas party line, and every world leader who has been silent about the horrific conditions of our hostages, some of them who have dual citizenship from your country, world leaders. So guys, if you have an in to any world leader who has been silent, feel free to send them a little bit of my rant. But in the meantime, if you like our content, please consider subscribing and sharing it. Israel's side of the story, the news from Israelis who are on the ground here, is very, very seldom heard in the legacy or the mainstream media. So help us get our story out to everybody out there. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook/Meta page is at LOTLSITE. Again, please join our community. Let's get it as big as possible. We are on Instagram at Rolene_Marks, on LinkedIn at Rolene Marks. I think I've forgotten X at Lay of the Land 5. So guys, God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Your prayers are so appreciated. Keep them coming, especially for our hostages. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.